Welcome back, Connecticut. I'm your host, Raquel Walters.
I'm Letitia Bryce, and you are watching Your Purpose and Business Show.
So this is going to be so good. Our next guest is helping us get equipped for tax season. Amanda Deluca has a true passion for helping clients tackle their bookkeeping and actually enjoys balancing the books. It's all just common sense to her.
Please welcome to the show the founder of Magnolia Virtual Solutions, Amanda Deluca.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Raquel and Letitia.
Welcome to the show, Amanda. It is great to have you here. Let's dive right in. What led you into a career in finance and eventually starting your own business?
So I was working full-time as a bookkeeper for several years, and then I had my daughter in 2015, and I was pretty much capped at salary-wise where I was, you can only move up so much, a very small company. But then I realized, oh, wow, I can do this from home and, remotely be able to help other clients and do the same thing and have more flexibility and, do what I want to do with my own time. So it's been all these years later, here I am now. And so I'm able to help everybody, in different ways. And I'm so happy that I'm able to do that.
That's excellent. Now, it's the start of the new year, so every business owner is thinking about taxes. Please share with our audience some tips that can help us tackle taxes with less stress and a little more ease.
Sure. So a good thing is now that it's the middle of January, a lot of your tax forms are going to start coming in at the end of this month and early next month. So you can go through all of them and make sure you have them all organized. If you're self-employed, a big thing is to have your profit and loss, getting it all ready to go and start adding your transactions if you haven't and see how much money was made, in and versus what you spent on different things. And another thing is to go through, like, if you made donations to people, to keep track of your receipts and organize everything. And, if you have dependents as well, to look for any type of daycare or loan forms as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, so overall, taxes are not fun and maybe stressful for many of us. But one thing a lot of people struggle with is adjusting their withholdings. What strategies and resources are available to help us figure out how to adjust our withholdings?
Depending on what state you're in, you can go online and search your state withholding calculator, and you can type in your salary amount, your dependents, and you can have that help determine what your paycheck may look like after everything's been paid. Another thing is if you go to your payroll department, your contact there can usually help you figure out the form that needs to be filled out, which is called the W-4. And that's what, depending if you have dependents or not, they will change. So it's very individual based. And so I would recommend, talking to your payroll contact if you're a W-2 or if you're self-employed to at least, use that income tax calculator because each state is different. And some states don't have any. So it's very different for each person.
That's really good to know. So let's get into budgeting. How can we budget to prepare for our taxes?
So if you're self-employed, the most popular thing I recommend doing is paying any taxes that you may owe at least quarterly. So then that way, when it comes during tax time in April, you're not like, oh my goodness, look at this big bill and I can't afford to pay it. So if you're paying it throughout the quarter, it feels like you're done. You can move on to the next thing. If not, a lot of people can make a savings account at least. So you put the money there, you can't touch it, but at least during tax time, you have it. A great way to reduce your taxable income is to contribute to your Roth 401k or your IRA, any type of retirement contributions, because that will bring down any taxes that you owe a lot. And another thing is to look into any tax credits that may be applicable to you, because everyone is different. If you have property or assets, investments, dependents or not. You want to go into, do some research, and just remember too, a lot of them for 22 are going to be way less than they were in 2020 and 21, because they're saying, all right, you guys, you got your money. Now you have to start paying everything. And we're like, no. And so you have to be aware, like, hey, it's not going to be as much as it was. So just to not have as many zeros in your refunds. But on the other end, when you go to file, your accountant or CPA, they'll usually make sure to have every question asked for you to make sure you can get all those tax credits, down for you. And that's why I recommend, try and have someone else help you too, because you may not remember to submit something in if you do it yourself. There may be something like, and then the next year they realize, oh, you didn't file this form and you have penalties and all this stuff due. And it's just easier to have someone help you to make sure it's done the right way.
Okay, and what about those that are still building their bookkeeping and accounting team? Where and how do we get started finding a team?
So I would first start making sure you have an accounting software in place. At least, you don't have to have someone right away, but in the first couple months or year at least, to reach out to someone, whether it's locally or, if you have a referral, family, friend, sometimes there's a CPA or bookkeeper that they can point you in the right direction of, even what bank accounts to open, or depending what state you're in, you may have to pay some type of sales tax or on your service versus just your product that you're selling.
Great tips and information, Amanda. More importantly, how can we work with you and connect with you?
So you can find us online at magnoliavirtual.com, and we are QuickBooks certified. So that's the only program we work in. And you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Magnolia Virtual.
Thank you, Amanda, for being with us. I know that our viewers benefit from all these great tips.
Thank you so much for having me, Letitia and Raquel. It's been so nice to help you and help your audience.
You're so welcome, Amanda. Right after the break, our queen of tech, Leticia, is giving us her tech tip business. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Your Purpose and Business TV.